highly intelligent young lady. She's definitely entitled to her opinion and standing by her man the way that she does. Personally speaking, I think it's admirable. I've got nothing bad to say about her. But I will tell you this, I just think that people are looking at this picture all wrong. And I'm sick and tired of folks getting away with it, to be quite honest with you. I'm really sick and tired of folks getting away with it and looking at this picture all wrong. A guy like Eric Reid, safety for the Carolina Panthers, blast Jay-Z for his new partnership with the NFL, saying it looks like the rap mogul is selling out and helping bury Colin Kaepernick's career. Really? We gonna mention the word sellout and Jay-Z in the same sentence. From the streets. Rap impresario, mogul, businessman. I'm a businessman. Noted writer, justice writer. That's what he was when he worked at the New York Daily News. Sean King, who I got tremendous respect for. He sat up there and said to Jay-Z, Jay-Z's a capitalist. No argument there. He is. He's right on point with that. But it seems like people are lining up to go after Jay-Z. And I don't understand it. I'm really at a loss for words about it. First of all, if you're Eric Reid, think about some of the things that this dude has said and done. Yes, he's taking a knee with Colin Kaepernick. Yes, he's bringing attention to racial inequality and injustices that have been exacted against the black community. I'm a black man. What could I possibly say negative about that? Of course, I appreciate where Eric Reid is coming from. But it does get to a point where it's a bit excessive. The Players Coalition, led by Malcolm Jenkins, you had a problem with that. You felt they co-opted the movement. So what do? You confront Malcolm Jenkins on the football field at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. A game is about to be played. Hasn't started yet. And you turn an NFL game into something like that. And then you wonder why somebody like you or Colin Kaepernick would be frowned upon. Because you have patrons out there who pay to watch a football game that didn't come to the stadium, an NFL stadium, for that. Why is that relevant? Because Eric Reid is on the record saying they did not have a problem. They did not have a problem with the National Football League. That's what Eric Reid said. That's what he went on Twitter and said. We didn't have a problem until, and I don't have the tweet in front of me, but he was basically saying the NFL promoted systemic racism, what have you. Listen, here's the deal. You didn't have a problem with the NFL. The NFL really didn't have a problem with you until they felt that their bottom line might be compromised. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for weeks. Nobody said anything. Marshawn Lynch admitted on several occasions he didn't stand up for the national anthem. NFL didn't say anything. Why? Because in their collective bargaining agreement, unlike the NBA and Major League Baseball, which mandates you stand for the national anthem, the NFL didn't mandate it. They strongly encouraged it, but they didn't mandate it. And because they didn't mandate it, a player was free to exercise their right not to stand for the national anthem. NFL didn't say anything. It wasn't until it was brought to the attention of the masses, and then the president sat up there and said he'd fire those SOBs, that all of a sudden the issue took on a life of its own. That's the fact. Let's get to some other facts while we're talking about this, because it's time that people wake up and recognize what the hell's going on here. Eric Reid, blackballed. Don't you have a job in the National Football League? I'm sorry. Didn't I see Eric Reid playing for the Carolina Panthers last year? Is he not still collecting a check from the Carolina Panthers? Is he not still employed by the Carolina Panthers? I think he is. Colin Kaepernick, blackballed. Okay, I kind of believe that's happening as well. But are we going to ignore wearing a Castro shirt in Miami while contemplating being a Miami Dolphin when the Cuban populace there exceeds 30%? A t-shirt, a Castro t-shirt in support of Fidel Castro in Miami. Do we forget that the Baltimore Ravens were going to sign him? But the girlfriend, his lady, No disrespect to her. But she went on social media. Maybe let me correct that. It was either her or him. I'm not sure. I don't recall. But they too, both of them were associated with comparing Ray Lewis and owner Steve Bisciotti to the characters in Django. Samuel L. Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio. Samuel L. Jackson being the epitome of a quote-unquote Uncle Tom, and Leonardo DiCaprio being a slave owner. Did we forget that? Did we forget that he had an opportunity to land in Denver with John Elway, but didn't want to accept the deal? Did we forget the fact that he had an opportunity to end up in Seattle and Pete Carroll said, "What is your plan?" and he didn't have one? They didn't know whether you were going to continue to kneel or not. They didn't know what kind of trouble you were going to be willing to cause. If football was going to be your priority. Ladies and gentlemen, I just named you 4 teams. Seattle, Miami, Denver, Baltimore. All of them were going to bring Colin Kaepernick on. All of them. Every one of them. And Eric Reid still has a deal. Eric Reid is playing in the NFL. And oh, by the way, he goes on Twitter yesterday and said, "I'm going to stay in the NFL's you know what," while he's collecting a check from an NFL team. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to dudes getting in trouble, and that's not these guys, their character is not to be impugned. Stephen A. Smith is not on this radio show talking about the character of Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reid. It is not to be impugned. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.